Welcome to Sarah's Hot Mess Kitchen. We're gonna make a mess today in the kitchen. Oh, yeah. Alright, guys, today we're going to be making beef tips and gravy. Now, this is my easy recipe. It's not my fancy one. So, we're going to start out with one whole onion, chop it up however you want. Two whole bell peppers, chop that up however you want. And now, we're going to go in and start to season our meat. I am starting out with some paprika. I will show you here in a minute. See, after I sprinkle it all on. And then I'm going to go in. My son said, wanted to try to put in a little bit of dry mustard, so that's what that was. Of course, I didn't get into the shot, so I just sprinkled about maybe a teaspoon on there. I didn't want to go too heavy with it because I didn't know how it was going to taste. You know what I mean? Now I'm going in with some garlic powder. Got that into the shot. Throw some of that on there. It's probably about a tablespoon. And now I'm going to go in with some Italian seasoning. I don't usually use Italian seasoning. I'm just trying to use up what I already have on hand because I've already had them for a while. So use whatever seasonings you usually use. This is just what I'm using today. Now I'm going in with about a tablespoon or two of salt. And I'm going to go in with my Cajun Nation. Now I go pretty heavy on my Cajun Nation because we like it. Over here in my house, you can use, like I said, you can use whatever seasonings that you have on hand. You can throw in there some rosemary, some thyme, whatever you got on hand. This is just what we decided to use today, just to use it up. So now we're going to give it a little zhuzh and get it all mixed in there. I have it was about 3 pounds of stew meat that I had, but I gave some to my babies because they were wanting some. So I was probably down to about 2.5 pounds. Now I'm going to go ahead and get my pot heated up. Turn my electric on to medium. We're going to throw in a whole stick of butter so we can get our vegetables rendering down. Once your butter melts and it starts to become foamy, put in your bell peppers and your onions and throw in your garlic here. I don't know why I waited for my meat was ready to go in and put in my garlic, but put in your garlic here with your vegetables, and you can go ahead and add in your bell peppers here too. I just did it kind of retarded that day. And here they are cooking up, and that's what they look like when they're ready. Now I'm just going to take them out and put them in a little bowl that I have, a little plastic bowl, like a little cereal bowl, whatever. And we're going to get that all out. And then I'm going to go in with whatever's left of those vegetable juices and that butter. And I'm going to put in some mushrooms. I just used 1 container of mushrooms. That was all that I had on hand at this time. So throw that in, let that get browned up. Now I'm going to pull that out. Once you get all of your mushrooms pulled out of your pan, I'm going to go ahead and put in my stew meats. I didn't go ahead and put it in flour like how I usually do. My son was helping me at this time. And now, see, I'm going in with my garlic. I did 2 tablespoons of garlic. Just mix that in with your vegetables. My son was wanting to see if it would taste the same if I didn't sear the meat. And I was trying to tell him that it wouldn't. So this is me showing him putting in my stew meats. Now, if you want to, you can go ahead and flour or cornstarch yours and sear yours up real good on all sides, because that's going to just give you that much more depth of flavor in your meats. So I'm just mixing that all up in there really quick, and then I'm just going to let it sit there and do its thing. Now here, I don't know why I didn't record that part. I did let the beef cook. And I let it cook until all of that juice that's in there, it was almost all evaporated. And it also didn't record me putting in a bottle of beer. Now, you're going to want to put in a bottle of beer. I had already added it. There goes my 2 bay leaves. And then here I go in, with my water. And I did add in some beef broth as well. But you're going to want to use a beer, because that's what I use as a braising liquid for this day, because I was out of red wine. You're going to want it to be a beer that you like to drink. I just used a Corona that I had in my fridge. Now I'm going to let this, because stew meat is really, really tough, so you want to braise it for a while. Mine braised for about an hour and a half, and then it was, it wasn't tough, it was tender. So here I am, I'm just going in, I'm checking on it, I'm just moving my meat around, kind of squishing it with my spoon to see if it's, coming apart on us. And then here we go again, checking on it again. Probably going to give it a little zhuzh. Now, I did use all the same seasonings at the end before I did thicken this up. The paprika, the mustard, the salt, and all that. I did re-add in those seasonings. Now here I am going in for the third time. And this is the last time because the stew meat was starting to, not be tough at this point. So here I am adding in all my vegetables. Now I did pull out my vegetables because I didn't want them, because I was braising it. I didn't want them to, dissipate into the broth, disappear. You know what I mean? Cook down to nothing. So I wanted to be able to see it and taste it whenever we ate. Now I'm just getting it all mixed in here. Mixy, 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 mixy. Just making sure it's all in the liquid. And of course, got to get the stuff off the sides. And then here I am going in with my cornstarch slurry. I did 1 tablespoon of cornstarch to about a tablespoon and a half, probably 2 tablespoons of water. I don't measure, I just kind of plop it, in there, mixy, mixy, mixy. And then I just add, if I need to add more, then I just add more. Now, I am notorious for making for over cornstarching things. So I was trying to really not, make it over cornstarchy. I did, it was a little soupy for me. I do like my gravy on a little bit of the thicker side. But it was still good. It was still good. Now I am going to remake this to show y'all how I usually make it, with the red wine, the bouquet garni, with all the different herbs and spices. This way was fine, like if you don't feel like cooking. It was still good. But I really like to get all that fondant on my meat. I like to sear it beforehand. I'm one of those. And here I am plating it up. Now I did serve this with an arugula avocado salad on the side. And that was really good with it. So you can use whatever sides you want. If you just want to do it, with just the meat and the rice, you can have it like that. Or you could do asparagus, green beans, corn on the cob, whatever you want. That's just what we did because I needed to use up my dinosaur kale. And here it is, all plated up. Looking pretty good. Tasted good. And now I'm going to go in with my parsley because it looked at a little plain Jane there. So I needed to make her look pretty. You know what I mean? Needed to jazz that sucker up. There she is, looking all beautiful. She had, put all her little stuff on her. Looking good. All right, y'all. I hope you liked my video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below and subscribe. See y'all around the block on the